the highest of the two. If you're fighting at disadvantage, it rolls 2 dice and it takes the lower out of the two, which makes quick decisions to be done. More of it as you're experiencing the game. I will explain as we go. So I'm giving you a click right now, and you've got a star by your name. You've got inspiration because of being able to convince the city guard, that's the Duke's soldiers, to get this evacuation. The best outcome for the town possible. You got that done last game, so you get that thing. It technically lasts the game, but in the way I'm doing my inspiration, it'll last for maybe a couple of sessions or so. And you can hand it off to someone if they need an extra good chance at doing stuff. All right. So that being said, we cut to the tree. Samuel's there. He's praying. He's trying to figure out something. I don't know where Farnsworth and Tazdrin is in all of this, and I know that Wu was talking to the by the way, the guy who we nicknamed Chuck because his face was all like, pizza face. His name is Gustav, by the way, officially. I swear to God, that's his name. It is now. Gustav actually showed
name.
Gustav and. Let's see who else we have. And Commander Franklin is the charismatic individual. Apparently Gustav has just got the term sergeant by his name. Now I have to let you know, this is a medieval society where you've got basically a commander of arms, a sergeant, and then the foot troops. There's not very many other ranks in between at this point. I'm saying this mostly for Apollo's sake. All right. But so a commander is just a commander of arms. I'm just saying, for those people that might have a military background. All right, so as the praying is going on, Ilva, you notice that the raven is up in the tree again, just watching all of this happening as he's concentrating. Some time is going to go by, and I don't know how you might entertain.
Tie time?
Tie time. Sigh. But yeah, it's probably going to be at least an hour or so that he's going to be praying and meditating out here. Do you wish to stay here the whole time? You might get bored or something. What would you be interested in thinking about doing? And Celia,
I want to look for
same
a beer.
with you. Go for a beer.
I need beer.
All right. So you're going to go take off for a beer? All right, and what about you, Ciela?
I'm very torn. I very much want to go follow after Ilva and that beer. I know how she gets when she drinks. But I feel like I've done all this work convincing this guy to pray to this lady. And I really need to see this through. So I'm going to kind of stay and follow this through with him. But I'm going to wave very faintly. Like, hey girl, hey. As she walks away, staring at that booty.
I definitely invited her to come with me. I know I didn't say that, but I did invite her.
She doesn't.
Okay.
I invite myself, and she's quite willing.
I like that.
At that point, basically, a cool wind starts to pick up around the tree, and as you're leaving Ilva, you start to hear something in Danish, just like something faint on the wind, like an old man's voice. Just kind of an old, raspy voice. You can't make out the words in Danish, but you can pick up the accents and all that stuff. And it's like a wisp of wind that kind of just blows back towards the tree. A good use of the Danish language there. That was good. There we go. Because you guys are seeing the DMs one, you get to see those people that can understand what's just been said and what was said just above it there. As he continues to pray, that again you're hearing like these little voices on the wind. You also notice that the raven seems to be a little antsy, and it's kind of hopping around as if the wind or the voices or whatever, it's aware of something, but it's kind of hopping to a different branch or whatever. And instinctively, your eyes probably do follow the sound as it heads back to the tree, and you start to see the tree seem to get more of an oaken color, like a white ash kind of coloration is starting to happen to your tree as you're starting to see stuff again. Again, you're seeing a large tree that's positioned there, but somehow you start to hear like deep, Dinish, guttural kind of voices, kind of just chants type of thing that are slowly going on, and you start to see little scrolls and little pieces of parchment coming out of the cracks of the tree and just wrapping around, and they have like Dinish family names or Dinish lineage, like little things that are just written around this tree. And in amongst the ground of the tree, you start to see the dirt start to move and mingle as some sort of serpent-like creature is in the roots of this tree. Now, for Danish religion, this is very similar to Norse, but you have some sort of large tree in front of you right now that seems to have a whole bunch of names on it of families and lineage, and there's some sort of serpent eating away at the roots of this tree.
I'm not here to see this.
Yeah, as you were turning to leave, you started hearing the voices, and that's what you started seeing happen to the tree itself as you're turning to leave for the beer. That, like, as you were turning to leave, the voices seemed to call out to you.
I can't understand the Danish.
You can. Like, basically, you're getting, like, little family names. You're getting, like, clan names and all that kind of stuff that are just wrapping around the tree.
Do I recognize any of them, or am I related to any of them that I hear?
Yes, there would be, like, the Wolf clan is mentioned and the old last names that were connected to that clan. You also have several of the other clans. And, again, you see some sort of serpent eating away and moving. You can do a religion check if you need to.
I don't need to as the player, but I probably should as the character. Is anything happening with my little double amulet?
Nothing. The little thing around your neck does not... Actually, it's probably feeling cold, and it could have been part of the thing as well as the voices that kind of just made you pause for a bit as you were leaving. And you have these voices kind of just talking, and you start to see in the tree what looks like little shapes of, like some of the roots and the gnarls and all that stuff look like they're Vikings fighting, or that little fighting type of image going on.
Okay.
But what you could do is go to your character, and you don't have a proficiency in it, but I'll allow you to...
Yeah, I have it up, so let's go ahead and roll for that.
You got it. And to do so, you can just click on the dice icon that's at the side there. 12. 12 is good enough for a base concept of the world tree and the serpent that's at its roots, which is a big part of the mythology.
Yeah.
The only thing is, as the vision starts to fade, the serpent, its head seems to change from an elongated kind of dragon's, like snake-like dragon's head, to more of a beak and more of a raven's-like head, as the raven starts gnarling away at some more of the roots, and then that all fades away, and you see the one raven sitting in the tree watching as Samuel is praying away. And you also notice that Ciala is also kind of just hanging around, wondering what to do, in there as well.
I'm staring at Eva in all of this because she's the Danish one, and I understand Danish, but I don't know all these clan.
Well, by the way, Ciala, you saw none of that. You didn't see you didn't see any of that. Nope, you just see a tree and a guy praying away. Pardon?
She doesn't even see the raven?
She sees the raven. You see the raven. The raven's up in the tree, but you don't see anything that I just described to Ilva's character.
Do I notice that Ilva is sort of like stopped in her tracks and not interested in the beer anymore? Okay.
Yeah, since you were watching her ass, as you aptly stated, you noticed that ass paused and probably a flexing of the left butt cheek as she kind of just turned around, right? Exactly. It's the little details, like the leather armor, that flexing of the butt cheek as she just stops in mid-thing.
Dead ass, though.
Exactly. You know how many people have paused that moment in the show right there?
I'm a fucking,
wallpaper
warrior, bitches.
There we go. A screenshot right there waiting to happen.
Well,
but yeah, you've realized that for some reason she's just stopped dead in her tracks there.
And I believe or I know or can tell that this is the same raven.
Yep.
For fuck's sake.
Yep.
I grab at the stupid little thing around my neck and like see if it feels different or uncomfortable or if it's reacting at all to this like weird whispering, and then I start to wonder if I'm going insane.
If you want, you can give yourself a wisdom check right now for your own sake if you want to. But yes, it is not reacting at all. That. You got it. and 14, yeah. 12 and 10 would be the targets you looked. You got above both of them. 10 would have been your like very doubting yourself. 12 is not. You know, this is kind of weird, but a lot of weird stuff's happened is probably what you got going through your head right now. So, yep, and the Raven just seems to just arc its head a little bit as it realizes that something's up with you, and the torque around your neck has not seemed to have reacted in any way whatsoever.
I turn back to see if anyone has, like, noticed this thing that I've just witnessed.
All right, that would be, on your part, a perception. Just to see if you notice if there's any changes. Mostly in Ciela.
Let me find my... Look, these ones are in alphabetical order.
I know. Isn't that so much helpful?
I know.
Perception 15. Yep, she does not... If she saw what you just saw, she doesn't seem to be reacting in any way, which...
I legitimately just asked her, did you see that shit? Can you hear that?
So I get a roll of perception and we'll find out. There we go.
Oh. No, you don't really need to, because you're not seeing anything. There is nothing going on that you can see that you're aware.
Am I checking to see if there's something going on? Because I know.
Oh no, it was just for Ilva. Ilva was checking. Yeah, Ilva was checking. Yeah, to see if you noticed something, and then she just basically asked.
That she's noticing, but I don't hear all this Dinish craziness.
No, or see anything with it. It's just a normal oak tree in front of you.
Not any more creepy than normally. So, I turned to Ilva and I want to ask her what's going on. Why are you staring at me like that?
I relay the insanity that I've just witnessed.
And you put the metaphor of what that means in your religious belief as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've shared with her holistically what I saw and what that means to my people.
And actually, I just realized, and for the people watching, if you want to say what that means to you, because I just realized, we're like, okay, we are in the know, but if you want to say it to the people that are watching, some people might not clue into what a serpent and the tree might mean and all that kind of thing. So, and the serpent's head turning into a raven or whatever. Let me hear what your character is basically telling Ciela.
Well, that'll take me a damn minute, but I was just going to link something in chat so they can see the history of, like, what all of that means.
And that's the modern way.
You can make me read, lady?
Well, if you could just do a synopsis type of thing, yeah.
I mean, the tree is Yggdrasil, so the tree of life, that's the big thing for Norse people. So that tree runs through all the 9 worlds, and that's like one of the most staple pieces of the Norse lore, to be sure. Sorry, I keep forgetting that I'm on push to talk, guys. I'm the worst.
I just want to hear you pronounce the serpent's name. I always have a hard time with that.
My headset wasn't picking me up, and it was my mic, so now you can all actually hear me.
Yeah, and then the serpent's the world serpent, right? I'm assuming that's where we were headed with that? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's eating away at the tree of life, which in time will cause the Ragnarok and the final end of it. It's like the apocalyptic creature type of thing.
So there's a lot of fun stuff going on here.
It's the moment at which we recognize Ragnarok is coming.
Who do I have to roll to put my head between my legs and kiss my ass goodbye?
I think that's a free action.
And then there's that weird changing that the serpent's head turned into a raven.
Ooh.
Yeah, that I'm not entirely familiar with.
As you see that the raven is just sitting up there. So that's being said to you, Sam is praying away, and he's not really aware of the conversation you guys are having. Were you having that conversation in Din, the two of you, I suppose?